My name is Flacassier. Here I'm known as Marie, and I work with BeatBabel. We're LSP in San Diego, and we focus a lot on e-learning localization. So localization, I think the actual definition is to adapt a product or a service to the cultural, linguistic, and technical requirements of a specific country or a specific locale. And that's where localization comes from, the term localization. And it started in the 80s where computer companies like Dell, Microsoft, were developing software that they wanted to sell internationally. And they wanted to adapt them to a very specific audience and locale. And so they came up with that term originally. And from then on, you know, it grew and it became something much, much bigger than translation, because you're looking at, for software, things like encoding. For text and design, you're looking at typesetting, photos, images, colors. You're looking at compliance requirement. You're looking at linguistic requirements. You're looking at cultural requirements. You're looking at where's your audience? Are they speaking, you know, or are they writing from right to left? So there's so many things that are involved in the localization process. So that's why I think we're using that term localization more than the term translation, which is only one step of the process. It depends on the focus of the company. We will work in different areas. Some people work in legal, some people focus like us on e-learning or marketing. Some people will focus on software and user manual. We really help companies either in Europe or in the US take their content and their message and helping them convey it in a different language. And so that's why we're a language service provider. We provide languages. And so, you know, there are, like I mentioned before, there are different elements and components to every project. Every client has his own specification requirements. If you work with a video game company, you're not doing the same thing that if you're working, let's say, with a irrigation company or a big construction company or a law firm. So every client is very specific. And I think language service provider try to embrace the message of the companies they serve and convey that message to a specific audience outside the source country, whether it is the US or somewhere in Europe. And so I think that's what we try to do. A typical localization project involves a lot of different people, a lot of different teams, and it starts obviously with a client asking you for certain content or product that needs to go into 15 different countries by a certain date on a certain budget. And so they call you, and you know, your sales team gets involved, they prepare a quote, the client approves the quote, and then from that stage on, it goes to your project manager, who is your contact and the person responsible for communication with the client. And that person is also the point of contact for the team and the translators. In-house, they'll also manage the production team, the editors, the quality assurance people. So it goes through the different steps of the project, from translation to editing to proofreading, back to the source format, which involves the production work, the engineering work. And at this stage, you basically have a product that's ready to use in whatever language the client wants. It goes through an additional step, you know, usually quality assurance, and then the project manager kind of ships it back to the client. The client prints it, puts it online, you know, uploads the video, whatever it is. It's just there for them in that particular language.